First of all, I want to congratulate Boston College. They really fought. That was 2 days rest. Colarusso, that was impressive. That's an old school pitching mentality that a lot of people don't have anymore. So I thought that was extremely impressive. I mean, I think through 72 pitches 2 days ago, through 109. He was tough on us in Boston, tough on us again. They got 2 off Jake. Jake settled in. I thought that was the story of the game. If they, bridge that gap a little bit, they get way more momentum. We kept plugging and really big pitch hit walk by Perry Hargett, and then to get guys on base and Vandy to come up big right there. And I know that felt really good for Luke to hit that home run and also drive in that run. But our pitching was outstanding and our defense was outstanding. But again, I want to congratulate Boston College. I thought that they brought it to the ACC Tournament, and they gave us all we could handle.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open up for questions. Mike.
Coach,
Jackson and Luke, just your thoughts on what Colarusso was throwing at you, what you saw from him tonight?
He attacked the strike zone all day, got that good fastball, and was able to keep us off balance with the off speed, a lot like he did at Boston College. And like Coach was saying, really impressive coming off a couple days rest and throwing that many pitches.
Yeah, I just thought he mixed really well, and he competed and did a good job just keeping us off balance. So just a lot of props to him.
Coach Forbes, obviously the long sit for Jake there. Was the decision made to pull him then anyway, or what was the plan?
Yeah. We had made the decision we were going to go ahead and go to McDuffie. That's why I don't love that much rest. I feel like late in the season, all those years as a pitching coach, that's why I was glad that we are playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, we had to win today to get our other guys out there, but then Jake will be in his normal 6 day. When you have too many days, believe it or not, people think, oh, you're going to throw way harder. A lot of time it's the opposite because you just don't stay in that routine. But he made some really good pitches because he didn't have his 94, 96 tonight. And I thought that last inning, Coach Gaines made a great point. Some loud outs, some balls hit really hard. And they had right throughout pretty much except one lefty. So we thought it was a really good matchup for Walker.
Coach, did you guys look back at any of the reports or the film from your series up in Boston before today?
Of course, but we look back more. I just told the guys, like, we were 2-4 when we went into Boston College, and we didn't play well the first game. We found a way to win. We lost the second game, and these guys got together, and since that point, they've been pretty dang good. But I also told them, I said, they're going to play well. We're going to have our hands full. When a team is getting hot and they know they have to win the tournament, that they're going to leave everything they have on the field. So, of course, we looked at it, but as soon as I saw that he was going to be starting, that old school mentality in my mind, I thought, okay, he's going to pitch well. Because kids that want the ball like that, they're going to find a way to give their team a chance to win.
Jackson, can you talk about the at-bat with 7th? You guys couldn't get anything going, and finally you get the ball down the line to tie the game.
Obviously big at-bats, walk to start that inning. And then I was able to just kind of get a 2-strike pitch over the plate that I was able to get my hands to. Not a super comfortable at-bat. I'm sure it looked that way, but just like I said, got one over the plate and was able to get the barrel to it.
Jackson, Luke, during that 7th, did you guys feel like there was any sort of energy switch in the dugout that kind of propelled that on-the-field play?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the at-bats prior to us, like you said, like starting off with those walks and getting base runners, and we had base runners in the innings previous. And we knew that we were a swing away and at-bat away, and we got bases loaded, and once we had it again, we knew that we had a good chance, and we got him out of the game, and Jackson put a good swing on it, and we were just trying to move the baseball.
Coach, to lead off that 7th inning, you pinch hit Perry up there to lead off the inning. What can you say about the confidence that you had in him in that moment and the at-bat that he had to really kickstart that rally?
Yeah, we've mixed and matched a lot in the DH spot, and Sawyer's back for us. Obviously, had the big swing in the bat at Florida State, but the lefties were really tough on him. I thought Perry had really good BP the last couple days, like he was more on time. He's a freshman, but he's not fazed by the big moment. And I felt like we needed somebody in that situation that could work or walk, not necessarily go up there and ambush a fastball, because I thought he was getting tired. And those 3-2 counts, we track them all the time, and Perry won that 3-2 count, and that's what got us going ultimately.
Coach, in the past you've also mentioned that, when your team's down, you're not always the one that's the most vocal to kind of get your team going. Was there somebody in the dugout that kind of got the team going, that got that energy shift for you guys in the 7th, or is it also kind of just the standard of guys putting their head down?
No, we're an older team. I trust these guys. Anytime as a head coach you feel something, I might say something in the dugout. I just reminded them today to don't look at the scoreboard, all the pressures in their dugout. I don't think that necessarily changed the momentum. This group is going to play 27 outs. They've done it all season. I just remind them this time of year you can't be scoreboard watching. You just have to play. And they definitely did that, early on, anytime. I think these guys expect to walk in and beat Boston College 10-0, and that's great, but sometimes it's not that easy. And it's good for you to be down like that, to test ourselves a little bit as a team, and they definitely passed the test.
Scott, another big time matchup with Florida State coming up. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about it. Hopefully we'll have I thought the crowd tonight was really good. So a big thank you to all the Tar Heel fans that came out tonight. We need even more tomorrow. A really good team. Obviously we had some success down there, but they got the last win. So I'm excited. It's DeCaro, against their guy, and he's going to be good. DeCaro's going to be good. Our guys are going to be ready. Their guys are going to be ready. That's what the ACC Tournament's about. Two of the best teams, in my opinion, in the country. So I'm just going to sit back and watch these guys play.
To the players, I know the big carrot's down the road, but what would an ACC title mean to you guys to win it?
I think it's one of those things that it's really cool. We wanted to get the regular season. We're pretty much a game away from doing that, and this is an opportunity to go out and prove that we are the best team in the conference, which we feel that way. Not just the conference, but the country. So it would just be really cool, for sure.
Yeah, likewise. I think it'd be a great accomplishment, and that's something that we've always wanted to do. Like I said, we were game short from winning the regular season, so I think if we can just continue on to this weekend and keep playing good ball, then I think it'll be an achievable goal.
Scott, I know Walker went 2 innings tonight, but he didn't throw a whole ton of pitches. Do you project him being available tomorrow?
Yes. We're using the approach in this, like every game is an elimination game in a regional. That's what I told the guys, like Monday against LSU. I'm not announcing a starter for Sunday until after tomorrow's game, because that's the way this tournament is. We'll see. I trust our players. We've managed Walker really, really well. I have a feeling that he's going to feel good. So he'll be most likely available to close the game if we need him.
Luke, at the end, of course, you hit the home run, but there's a huge shift on you. Seeing that shift on the field, does that change your mindset when you go up to the plate, or are you just looking to hit the ball?
No, not necessarily. I get shifted pretty often, a lot of times. And I was just talking to Coach Weirs, Coach Forbes, just about my approach for that at bat, and staying through the middle of the field and getting my pitch and doing all that I can with each pitch I get, and just competing every pitch. And just moving on from the pitch previous and just being present in that one pitch.
Luke, Jackson had the hit to spark everything in the 7th. I feel like that's just normal with his play all season. How have you seen him just evolve and really fit in well in that 2-hole to bring energy to that whole lineup?
They're asking you.
Oh.
Could you repeat the question? Sorry.
Question is, Jackson with that big hit to spark it all in the 7th. It seems like he's basically done that all year. How have you just seen his play fit in that 2-hole, energize this lineup, and just fulfill that C on his chest all season?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And that, like you said, that's what he's done all year. And it's nice being on deck and watching him succeed and being able to hit with runners on bases. He's picked me up a lot of times, and like today again, that started. And I'm happy for him. He's worked his tail off all year, and he deserves to be in the big moments and get the big hits, because he's been there for me when I had success, and he was there when I didn't. So I'm really happy for him, and the success that he's had, and he's going to continue to do so.
Let's go to the last question.
For the players, how were y'all able to kind of maintain like sort of endurance and like attitude even after those first scoreless 6 innings?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of time in those kind of games, it's just a matter of time, and that's the feeling in the dugout. It's not like we're going to start pressing or getting negative or anything like that. It's just going to keep going, going to keep getting guys on base, and it's just a matter of time until somebody gets a big hit.
Yeah, Coach Forbes stresses the process, and like he said, we play 27 outs, and sometimes you're going to face some in-game adversity and not get the results you want. And like you said, we don't want to play the scoreboard. Every inning we want to get runners on base and keep inching away, and we'll find success.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Welcome into another Inside Carolina Inside the Lines. I'm Tommy Ashley. That's Grace Nugent. We're sponsored by Johnny T-Shirt. We are, of course, live at Durham Bulls Athletic Park. Carolina 7, Boston College 2, in a game that was in question deep into the 7th inning. Jake Knapp pitches a gem. Walker McDuffie finishes it for Carolina. Grace, the Carolina's done what it's done all year, and that's trust the process, and they came through.
I mean, Luke Stevenson said that in the postgame press conference. It seems like this is what this team does all the time. When it looks like they are down, they're never out. And they did that in the 7th. I think entering the 7th, they were 1 for 9 when hitting with runners in scoring position, and 1 for 9 with hitting with runners on, and 0 for 6 hitting with runners in scoring position. And then the first 2 guys get walked, which is Carter French and Kane Kepley, and then Jackson Vanderbrake steps up to the plate and he hits a double down that third base line, and there you go. It starts it, and then Luke Stevenson really put the nails in the coffin for a BC team that's upset 2 teams on their way here, and Carolina wins the ballgame.
Yeah, BC with emotional press conference after the game. Obviously a coaching change a couple of years ago. Guys stuck around. They made a great run. They could not sustain it. Once Colarusso was out of the game, Boston College sort of fell apart with their pen. I think Colarusso was 106 pitches after throwing 72 on Tuesday, so left it all out on the field. Carolina gets it done. You mentioned those at-bats, and we talked about process. Carolina left some runners in scoring position early. Lee Sowers ended up getting a hit. Hunter Stokely got out at home by a long ways. And Scott Forbes admitted to me after the game that he did, in fact, send Hunter Stokely, for those of you wondering. But Carolina comes up big. You mentioned the Stevenson home run, but let's talk about Jackson Vanderbrake. Ever since UNCW, way back, whenever that game was, he's come through in the clutch for this team. You ask him the question about the C on the chest. That's what you need. You had Jake Knapp stepping up, and you had Jackson Vanderbrake here in, like Forbes said, elimination game.
Yeah, this was the ultimate day of the captains, you could say. Jake did what Jake has done all year, and at one point I was sitting in the press box, I think in the 6th, and I was like, if this is Jake's ACC loss, that just would not be fair to him. 2 earned runs. It was, I think, the first time in probably 7 or 8 outings he hasn't gone triple digits, but he does what he does all the time. And then Jackson, I think we knew it last year. In Omaha, he had the pinch hit double that Vance ended up hitting in to be the winning run against Virginia. Jackson's done it before, and he's kept doing it, and I think his stats may be slightly overlooked with that you have Luke and you have Kane who gets hit all the time, but him in that 2-hole, he has done so much for this lineup, and he really, both of them just embody this captain mentality, this C. Both 2 players that Jake didn't play at all last year, and Jackson didn't play that much. And so for him to come up in the clutch in these games, I don't think it's the last we're going to see of him doing that. And, the Tar Heels really needed it today.
Carolina, Florida State tomorrow in the 2nd game. Clemson and Georgia Tech, it was on the board. Lead off, I believe, at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Carolina and Florida State. It seems like we were just watching Florida State and Carolina play.
It was like a week ago we were sweating our tails off in Tallahassee. But I think 4 games against a team that good, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if Carolina does lose it, they're playing really talented teams, something that they will be seeing next week during the regional. Jason DeCaro will have another shot at this FSU lineup, who really dominated today against Duke. I will think that they will pitch Joey Vellini. I don't really know for sure, but that's what my inkling will be, and it will be another great game under the lights here in Durham.
Absolutely. Carolina, Florida State tomorrow. Bailey for Florida State hit 117 off the bat. 118 off the bat, sorry. Over the Michael and Sons
468.
advertisement. Incredible home run if you were in the building here. I mean, Florida State loaded with talent. Jason DeCaro shut them down a week ago. We'll see if he can do it again tomorrow. Stay tuned to Inside Carolina. Grace Nugent, Adam Smith's here. I'm Tommy Ashley, and of course, Johnny T-Shirts, always the sponsor. We'll see you again tomorrow night.